Despite the initial praise when it first came out on Game Boy, over time there's been a general consensus that Chain of Memories isn't a good game. I myself had gradually accepted this too. Returning to it again over a decade later, I would like to suggest an amendment to this sentiment. Original Chain of Memories is a good game, and Re-Chain of Memories is not a good remake. While recently discussing the game's card combat with a friend of mine, he said, "The card mechanics were janky as is, but trying to work it and focus on a 3D space at the same time just wasn't fun." I didn't remember having such problems back then, but he made a solid case to me that the mechanics did fit the original Game Boy Advance version better. During my replay, I found that he was indeed right. This card system became a fucking nightmare when placed in a 3D environment. Even out-of-combat gameplay didn't fit right either. Out of curiosity, I dusted off my old GBA copy, and to my surprise, I was able to jump back into the action fairly easy. All the minutiae of the game seemed to be much more intuitive on the original hardware it was designed for. Imagine that. But even though my friend was absolutely right about the gameplay, I reasoned it was still worth it to play Recom for the 3D cutscenes, right?
She... here?
Yes, she is.
Well, I was surprised to find the answer was a no. I thought these cutscenes just totally fell flat. In Kingdom Hearts 1, the beautiful animation and voice acting were what hooked us into the story in the first place. As a kid, that first cutscene of Sora waking up on the beach made my jaw hit the floor. His face and body language were so expressive and well animated. Their dialogue felt written in plain English, and all of it perfectly matched their mouths. With just this first cutscene, these were instantly some of the most believable characters I'd ever seen in a game. With many other Japanese games and anime, I'd gotten used to forgiving a lot of small flaws. Voice acting never fully matching the animations, dialogue being oddly written, and characters striking weird cliched poses. But in KH1, it felt like they'd tailored bits of the animation and dialogue to fit the English, not the other way around. This extra care did a lot to make these characters feel natural to us, and helped us fall in love with them in the first place. In Recom, it feels the other way around. Like the dialogue and voice acting are all constrained by this animation, forced to adapt to fit what's already there. It feels less like an original animation and more like an awkward English dub.
What's this? A card?
Original Chain of Memories doesn't have these constraints. Sure, it's more low-tech, but it does such a better job properly telling the elements of its complex story. Sora's descent into false memory, Riku's reconciliation of his sins and acceptance of his future, Organization 13's mysterious identity and motive. These are a lot of important moments of the series, and they can't afford to be told haphazardly. This game is meant to serve two purposes. In gameplay, to be an enjoyable spin-off game, and in story, to introduce the player to the concepts and characters of Kingdom Hearts 2, and bridge both games together. And in both respects, the original Chain of Memories is superior, and doesn't deserve to be forgotten.